Hey guys, this is Chris O'Hearn with the Strong WIthin Affirmation Podcast. Weekly Affirmations, November 2018, Week 4, Wisdom Wednesdays. I live by my loyalties joyfully. I am not loyal to people. I'm loyal to principles and values that matter to me. We try to be loyal to the past, but the only thing we can live within is positioning ourselves within our values to make the best choice in the moment, not base a decision upon past loyalties that may not be true anymore. Chris O'Hearn. I wanted to say a little precursor before I get into the podcast because I know not all of you guys live in America, and here in America we're celebrating Thanksgiving, so even though you may not be celebrating this holiday, there's still something that you can get out of this podcast, and I want to wish you an amazing day, whatever you're celebrating today, whether it's Thanksgiving or just the aspect of being alive. Thank you for being here, and I hope you get amazing things out of this podcast, guys. As Thanksgiving approaches, get ready to hear the plethora of what people are thankful for. And I'm not judging anyone. It's good to take a moment to think about what we are in appreciation of. The issue I have with doing that is most of us do it only once, and then we move on to the same way we operated before we paused to be thankful. We didn't really change. We just took a moment to think and then to resume business as normal. What if this new year you didn't make any New Year's resolutions? Now, I want you to hear me clearly. I didn't say don't make any resolutions. But what if you were to stop making goals and plans only one time a year based upon a time frame that makes no sense? Again, what if you stopped making New Year's resolutions? What if instead you made plans all throughout the year when you wanted to create a goal and you decided to follow through each day, each week, and each month in making that goal a reality? What if you were to stop waiting for an imaginary beginning in life and you were to create your own starting point when it was right for you? What if you stopped waiting for only one day, such as Valentine's Day, to say I love you? What if instead of only giving a card, taking your partner out to dinner, saying I love you, or whatever tradition you do once a year on Valentine's Day, what if you actually did it once a week instead of only doing it once a year? What if you were to give them flowers just because you were thinking of them? What if you wrote them a note with a beautiful quote or a genuine message of gratitude, letting them know what they mean to you? What if you consistently told them how proud you are of them and that you believe in them? What if you made sure to hug them each morning and look them in the eye and say, I hope you have the best day ever? Not just out of habit, but really putting great energy into their soul. Now, I could go into all the holidays we celebrate and question you about what you do only once a year. But I don't need to beat a dead horse, or holiday for that matter. I just want to help you begin questioning who you want to be consistently as a human being. And I want to ask you where your loyalties lie. For me, I thought about this for a few years and have been crafting my thoughts on it in my upcoming book on confidence and living from our values. And so from years of thinking, applying, and adjusting over the years, I've been working on loyalty. I choose to be loyal to my values and my strengths. I choose to be loyal to the promises I make to myself. I choose to be loyal to the promises I make to others. I choose to be loyal in being the kindness the world needs, even in the face of anger or hurt others are trying to project towards me. I choose to be loyal to leaving every place I inhabit better than when I first got there. I choose to be loyal and consistent with my health of mind, body, emotions, and spirit. I choose to work to connect better in all I do and everyone I come in contact with. And I choose to have hope and appreciation in each day. We've been sold a false bill of goods. We've been told over and over again that something outside of ourselves will make us happy. But the day you have in front of you will not decide whether you have a good day or a good life. Only you will decide that. Every day and every moment is beautiful. It's a chance to become part of that moment and love it for what's inside of that moment. It's the choice to be separate from complaining that it's not exactly what you wished it would be, as it's more in asking yourself, who do you want to be in this moment? How will you craft your thoughts, words, emotions, and actions to help shape your day how you wish? What words and thoughts will you continually use to not only remind you of your power, but to build up your resolve to attract and create the outcome you desire? I believe we become so weak in our lives from molding a day how we wish it by allowing weak words, weak thoughts, and weak emotions to be our go-to habit. It's easier to focus on why something is hard, why things aren't fair, or how we aren't in control. But it's not the best way to react. There's a much easier way to live, and when I say easy, I mean it's easy in understanding, but it takes more work in the beginning, but over time, it becomes easier in the long run. Think of it this way. While negativity is an easy emotion to resource when we feel out of control, does it serve us in the long run? Does it make us stronger? Does it make us more hopeful? Does it build us up? And does it help us to see our power in knowing that we have a choice to become who we want to be over time? No. Negativity focuses only on the moment of being unfortunate. It's selfish. It's short-sighted. And it's not the truth of seeing who we are as individuals. Negativity places its focus on the outside world changing for us to be happy. But to change ourselves and to change the world begins by shaping ourselves within first. It begins with finding the appreciation within each moment, whether things are going our way or not, and learning to see more of ourselves in the moment. When we complain that things are not the way we wish them to be, we shut ourselves off to change. We tell our mind that the event that's unpleasant in front of us is deciding our fate, is deciding our happiness, is deciding our pathway. And yes, I believe we can see an event as something unwanted, which can help us to see what we truly want. But we've gotten so used to living comfortably that when things aren't what we wish them to be, we scratch it up by telling ourselves that the moment and our lives are out of control, and that's just the way things are. But when we learn to see beyond the hurt, the pain, the unwantedness of the event, and instead we see it as an opportunity to mold ourselves into something more during this time, then that is where our true power comes from. That is how we become unshakable. We decide how to experience the event rather than let the event determine our mood, our outcome, and our place in life. What are you loyal to? You can't be loyal to two masters. You can't focus on good while focusing on bad at the same time. So, are you loyal to being out of control? To saying that something or someone else is in control of your happiness or unhappiness? And are you loyal to chaos as you tell yourself it's not up to you in determining who you're to become? Or are you loyal to yourself and to the promises you make? Are you loyal to seeing more in a moment as you find appreciation in all of it? Are you loyal to always creating and searching for hope in a moment? And are you loyal to being healthy in mind, body, spirit, and emotions to leave every place you inhabit as better than when you first got there? Now, I know those were my loyalty commitments. So instead of just using mine, begin crafting and figuring out what your loyalties are. I think it's great that you'll be thankful on Thanksgiving. The question is, are you going to choose to be in appreciation for more than just one day? Most likely, maybe even only an hour, as after you dig in all your food, you're going to be feeling bad for everything that you ate. Are you going to not only see more in a moment, but to actually be more in a moment, in all of your moments? I have faith that you will stay true to your path of loyalty, not just once a year, but every day for the rest of your life. I live by my loyalties joyfully. Thanks for listening, guys. Everything I do for the podcast is supported by you. When you support the podcast by going to my Patreon page, you will get access to the challenges I will be creating for each podcast that will help you get the most out of the weekly affirmation. You'll also get access to the podcast transcripts, and you'll get more access to me. I'm still figuring out what I want to create as bonuses for supporters, so if you have any suggestions, I'm all ears. Feel free to email me your thoughts. So if you want to support me in this podcast, go to www.strongwithin.com/support. Again, that is www.strongwithin.com/support to become a patron. And if you love what I'm doing, I'm always grateful for a rating and honest review of my podcast from wherever you're listening to it. So let's go out and be strong within together, guys. I am sending great energy your way.